Hi Pisces, stay tuned and we'll see what's happening up ahead for you Pisces. Seven of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Four of Swords, and the Magician. Nine of Chalices, Seven of Swords, the Devil, Eight of Swords. Okay, first column, you have the Seven of Pentacles with the Nine of Chalices. The Seven of Pentacles is seen as a card of reflection, reevaluation, in particular finances, assets. But I feel like you're really assessing your direction, your career direction or your career path, and you're certainly perhaps wanting more money or you're wanting something different. Or perhaps you're even just assessing how far you've come, how much you've contributed to a company and how much you've gained in return, and if that return has been enough for you. Because the Seven of Pentacles is a card of thorough contemplation. It can be on a growth of funds as well, looking at how much you've accumulated. So perhaps you're able to save more in your current job, Pisces. Or perhaps you're really looking at funds because you want to implement some of your money to an autonomous project or a business that you might, a creative piece of work that you might want to implement but you need the funds for. So I think there's a purpose as to why you're saving, reflecting, evaluating, budgeting your finances. And I think, as I said, it has something to do with a higher purpose, because the Nine of Chalices, we see the Ankh. This is the Ankh of life. This is bliss, happiness, fulfillment, positive energy, an abundance of chalices here. So I feel like there could be a bonus coming in here for you, or some finances that you'll be very happy to receive. Look, it could be a raise. It could be, as I said, a bonus of some sort, or you might get a client on board and take a percentage of that. But I feel for the most part, there's passion is igniting passion is igniting your perception of money, career, creative. There's also, I feel, with these two cards here, I feel there's money to be made out of something you're passionate about. And I say this to, for a lot of the viewers, because these cards come out and it's just, this day and age is dominated by, online businesses and people finally pursuing their passions, because we have such a large, extensive platform out there that it can make you money, Pisces. And I see you reflecting on this with the Nine of Chalices, reflecting on your finances, on your career choice. I also feel like it's a job well done. We see this man here and he's raked up. He's almost got one more to go. So I feel like I think you'll be very pleased with yourself come the end of the year. You'll be very pleased with yourself to how much you have contributed, how much you have done, how much you've achieved. And I think you'll be quite happy for the most part. I feel like your job is almost done, so to speak. So for some, it could be that it's a temp role and it might be coming to an end. But I feel like you'll be, there's progression that has been made. There's quite a bit of contributions that you've made throughout perhaps throughout all of the year, but especially within these next few months up until the year wraps up, that you will have that you will feel quite accomplished, because this is a card of that, accomplishment, fulfillment. You feel fulfilled. You feel like something is completed that you've been working towards. So that's really, really positive. The next column over, you have the Two of Wands paired with the Seven of Swords. Now, the Two of Wands, I love this card. It's about journeying. It's about relocation. It's about changes. It's about having the world in your hands and ready to make that commitment, ready to move forward, ready to make the change. For some, I feel like there's an opportunity for a working visa, or to work or with someone or a company that is also based overseas, that has a lot of overseas or international prestige or connections perhaps with the Two of Wands here. There is choices with the two. Two is a choice already, so there's choices for you to get out there and go into the big bad world and make a name for yourself, definitely, because it is paired with the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is an indication of deceit, obstacles, warning, or intuition. And there's a reason why you're sort of perhaps in two minds about it, is because of this Seven of Swords. There could be deceit coming in from someone that is either foreign or is based overseas, has a different culture to you. There could be obstacles with this person here. Because in one aspect with the Two of Wands, you know, I feel like you want to conquer something, Pisces, and it's not going to be easy. And the Seven of Swords is, I feel like, because in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, which is this deck here, we see this, see if I can find it, but we see this man and he's sort of looking sneakily behind him at what looks like he's stealing swords. So I feel like someone could be doing the sneaky at you or the sneaky around you at the workplace, or in the job, or presenting obstacles for you. You know, we see these blades and they're all quite sharp and they're all pointed up, but to overcome them, it's going to be quite demanding to overcome this, Pisces. But looking at these cards here, I feel like there could be a setback or something. There's a change you want to make, and it has something to do with a foreign connection or a foreign influence. It could be a dream job that you're waiting for that's overseas. It could be getting into a company that has headquarters overseas, or if it's in a different city, state, or province. Or there might have been obstacles into getting your working visa perhaps elsewhere, but I think this is about to change. I think you're about to, you know, leave the nest here, so to speak. There could definitely be a job change, and it could be it could be quite different from what you've previously done, Pisces. Could be something to do with the travel industry, or there's a commute here, there's a journey coming up for work. Maybe you'll be asked to travel out elsewhere and deal with, you know, difficult sales, difficult clients, tie up loose ends with the Seven of Swords potentially. I feel some of you are saving with the Seven of Pentacles. Some of you are saving to get the right amount of funds to go out there, to leave, to go pursue something overseas, pursue something online, pursue something more creative. For some, there's an online facet that's coming in here with the world, an online division that you might be working for, or the ability to be known worldwide. Whether this is in your creative pursuits, you might up and move because it brings you closer to your dream as well, to your dream career, your dream job, etc. as well. What's interesting is that you have the Four of Swords with the Devil. I feel like someone around you is potentially making you do a lot of work. I almost feel like it's a slave driver here. We see the devil, and he's sort of leading these people who are chained up and just following his or hers demands. So I feel there's someone that's really pushing you because you have the chains, you've got a heavy burden here, or you're locked into something that is quite burdensome. Because the Four of Swords is about withdrawal, retreat, taking time off. You might need to take time off because you're just, maybe someone's taking you for granted and you're doing a lot more than you're supposed to, Pisces. Maybe that's your just natural generous self. You know, you like to take on a lot of tasks. But there is a period where you may get a little overwhelmed here. It doesn't have to be. The devil can also represent a person that's under a Capricorn. So you may be directly working with this person, or you may be locked into a contract. Or something that hasn't been, if you have your own business, something that hasn't been working for you and that you've been attached to or linked to. I feel like there'll be an opportunity for you to set yourself free from it. So if it's, say for example, if you're in the retail business and you're looking, or you've been trying to sell a certain product, it hasn't been making you money. In fact, it's only drained your finances, and your contract with this supplier, for example, is ending. I feel like there's endings coming in with the Four of Swords. Because there's solitude, Or it could be you were once collaborated with someone or had a business partnership with someone, and you might be going out on your own over the next few months, Pisces, and you might find this works best for you, because oftentimes, when we have a second collaborator, there can be, this competition for control, for power, for jurisdiction, for authority. So maybe this is what's making you feel this way. I also feel like you could be potentially taking time off with the Four of Swords. This is retreat, solitude. Again, working on your own craft, working on yourself and your own creative pursuits, no longer being a slave driver to someone else, no longer being under the control and the manipulation of someone else. This is also about doing taboo things. You might be doing taboo things within the workplace, or someone around you might be doing taboo things. Someone might be stealing. Someone might be exposing certain information about a company. This will be put to rest. So I feel like this is coming to an end. There could be this manipulation happening around you because you have the Magician here. And the Magician, as much as he is a manifestor and amazing creator, there's also a side to him that tricks us for entertainment purposes, that manipulates the way we see things, that does something a certain way that we notice no other. So be careful it's not manipulation or control from someone else. There could be a period of stagnancy coming up with the Four of Swords. So if it's not you taking time off away from work, I think there's an opportunity, lack of opportunity, I should say, that's coming up in the company or the corporation. Could be a quiet period. Could be because of competition. The devil can also represent competition, or something that's not the most pleasant. There could be a suspension of some kind here. If you're at a company, someone could be suspended for something they did that doesn't adhere to company culture, company policy, company regulations. For some, I feel like you're just too committed with the work or doing something for someone else. You've held back your own creative pursuits. They've sort of fallen back, fallen behind. And this could happen coming into this busy period as well, Pisces. You might find yourself that you're not committing as you once had or you once were, because you're locked into something here that you can't really fester or turn as much attention as you normally would to a creative pursuit, because you have the Magician present. So there's obviously something you've been working on, a craft, an idea that is owned by you, that is a creation, is a piece of your own work here. But perhaps there's been manipulation here. I feel like your work might reach people on an international level, though, and bring you a lot of passion with the Nine of Chalices. And for some, this might happen sooner rather than later. But I feel this month these next few months could be a mixed bag here for you, because the cards do contradict each other a little bit here. There is busyness, yet there's a period of happiness and solitude, but then there's choices here. So I think for the most part, you have to just make sure you concentrate on your passions. As much as you're doing things for other people, not to overwhelm or bombard yourself with what it is that they're wanting you to do. Again, there's deceit. These two cards speak volumes of deceit or obstacles that are coming up ahead. Because this ties back in, you do have the Eight of Swords paired with the Magician. Now the Eight of Swords it's in a crisis, it's fault, it's anxiety, it's doom, it's censorship, blocking yourself off from something, and it could be an autonomous business creation, idea. There's a certain anxiousness to this. And I feel like for some, you might be putting it to rest because you don't see how it's going to come about, or you don't see how you can get this new, or you're fearful about applying for a new job, or fearful how people will pursue you. But there is potential bliss and fulfillment that could come from such a role, come from you finding a role that will really resonate with you and make you happy. And for some, you're locked into a certain contract that you can't leave right away. But know that you can manifest these changes and you can manifest new beginnings. And maybe it's not about stepping away from your current role. Maybe you just need to take time off. Maybe you just need this. It can speak of a holiday. So you might be traveling for work, or you might take time away from work to travel. Or there's an opportunity coming from within the company internally where you'll be given the opportunity to travel, to head out, to venture out in some way here. But I love the Magician. He's got everything in his repertoire. He's equipped with the resources he needs. He just needs to believe in himself. Because you can do it, but whether that belief is there, whether that motivation, that inner drive is there or not, well, the Eight of Swords can speak volumes that it's not, that there's anxiety and confusion, and you don't see how things are going to manifest, how things are going to come about. Maybe there's confusion over finances here with the Seven of Pentacles. Maybe you want to take time off, but you can't afford that losing the money. And with your creative ideas, I would just advise you to be careful who you're sharing them with unless they're legally protected, because the Seven of Swords with the Devil here, and with the Eight of Swords, I can say, these three cards down here speak that, denote that there's someone that could potentially want to steal your idea or be your competitor in some way, and is seeing what you're doing so they can do it differently or they can do it the same. Let's have a look at the Priestess cards though and see what's required from you. What are the energies? Or messages, or things that you might be doing or investing time in to help bring about changes, to help bring about security, to help bring about bliss and fulfillment, and to not let people manipulate, control, direct you too much, and for you to come into your power and keep supporting the dream. It could be that you're deflated and you're just overexhausted because you're doing something for someone else. But does that someone else have your best interest at heart? For some of you that own businesses, there's an opportunity to travel and to network as well. Okay, the Priestess of Shine, July 8th to August 4th. Opportunity to shine, be confident, be in the spotlight, be noticed for your talents is coming up. Again, it's something to do with having confidence, to step up, to, again, support that dream. It's all about confidence, team building, skill building. This might be necessary for you to make those changes. And maybe it's having the confidence to say, no, this is too much work, or no, I'm not being paid enough for this, or no, this isn't my job description. I feel taken advantage of. It's speaking up, having that say, that authority. Okay, integrity, solid work ethic, honesty, values, company culture, dignity. With the Priestess of Integrity, I feel again you're juggling two things here with the two. See how she's holding the two, but they both look very even, so I think you're juggling them well, whether it's a creative pursuit and a business, or you might have a very varied role that's been given to you and you're juggling them quite well, and that's why this person is, this superior, this boss, is slave driving you because you do it so well, but let them not take too much advantage. Because we see these great golden scales and they're so perfectly balanced. And this, they're symbolic of wise and measured thought. And we see these Latin words here, omni modus sapientas. And this means all manner of wisdom. It's about seeing both sides of the story. But again, it's tying with this confidence here. It's acting with the best intentions. Maybe this is you. Maybe you're doing the control. Maybe you're doing the slave driving, Pisces. Maybe you're not the victim. Maybe you're the perpetrator, and this has to stop. It's being guided by your personal ethics and principles. And following those ethics and principles, those values, honesty, virtue, your behavior towards yourself, towards your colleagues, and those that have that strong work ethic will see the rewards towards their own creative pursuits, as well as in the companies that they work for, as well. Okay, the Priestess of Wisdom, September 30th to October 27th. These dates could be significant for you. Coming up. This is a period of learning with the Priestess of Wisdom. Solace, consolation, learning. I feel like you need to better research or better educate yourself on something, on a contract, on going on a holiday, on terms and conditions, on taking personal leave, on starting your own business, on your job description, on your authority, who's supposed to be doing what. Maybe it's required that you have to step away from a certain situation to find some objectivity and balance. Remember, we spoke about balance with the Priestess of Integrity here. It's important to make lasting connections. Don't burn your bridges, but at the same time, let people know that if something's not right, you know about it and you're going to stand for it. Again, it could be more thorough research and planning that needs to happen, planting the seeds, so to speak. Something coming to illumination here for you around the workplace, around your employer, employees, business, new information that's coming in. Someone that works for you actually might take time off, and this might affect the business, trade hours, etc., work performance as well. And that time of Capricorn with the Devil card is coming up. December 22nd to January 19th. This might be when it happens, around that really hustle bustle time of the year. So, but all in all, I do wish you all the best, Pisces.